What's going on, everyone? And thank you for watching Coffee with Kev. Sitting with me today is one of my favorite coworkers. Don't tell the rest of my coworkers that, but one of my favorite coworkers, Tonya. Tonya, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Tonya Sewell. I'm an international executive general adjuster with Crawford.
Ooh, international. That's very. And tell us your claims story. You didn't wake up as a child and say, I want to be an adjuster as an adult, right? That's your job.
Nobody does.
So how did you get into insurance claims?
Well, my dad was a CPA and he wanted me to be a CPA, and I really did not want to do that.
Okay.
I did not want to be sitting behind a desk all the time. So I had a friend that graduated, got a job in claims, and all they told me was, we're going out into the field, we're doing stuff outside of the office. So I thought, okay, that sounds cool. I'll do that.
Sign me up.
I'll interview for that job. I didn't really know what that meant. But that's how I got into claims. I interviewed for State Farm right out of college and got a job a month after I graduated.
And then from State Farm?
State Farm, I spent 9 years with them, mostly half the time on the catastrophe team, traveling around the U.S., climbing roofs and things.
Wow.
And then I went to Chubb Insurance in New York City, and then to Marsh, and then to Crawford.
Now here we are, we're down in Florida, and Florida's known to have a hurricane or two. For you, what would you say is the most memorable hurricane or cat that you've either experienced or that you've worked?
Well, the most memorable catastrophe I've worked was either the Japan earthquake or Joplin tornado. Those are both catastrophic and the most severe damages I've witnessed.
Okay.
But the scariest cat
This is going to get real, I think.
is also the earthquake. I was traveling on vacation in the Galapagos on a small boat, and we were obviously out to sea around the Galapagos Islands, and this Japan earthquake hit and the tsunami was coming around, and we could not dock. We had to stay out to sea, and we were on a boat with no news, waiting for the captain to hear how bad the tsunami was in Hawaii so that we knew what kind of wave we could anticipate and what we were going to do. And it was kind of frightening because we had no news. We didn't know what was going to happen, and I had never been in a tsunami before.
Did you have to trust that captain? Because the whole thing with being at sea, I mean, the captain is the boss, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got to basically, they know the water.
Yes.
So were you full faith in the captain, or were you just thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm in this situation. Please, please, please let me be okay.
I didn't know how much experience the captain had with tsunamis either.
That's a good point.
I was, even though I trusted him with the boat and the seas,
yeah.
But then I actually learned that the tsunami, obviously, the wave grows as it comes to land.
Okay.
So they explained, once we got a translator, they explained that if we stayed out to sea, we were fine. So then I calmed down.
You spend a lot of time in hospitality claims, and we're talking about cats. What are the biggest challenges the hospitality industry faces following a cat?
Immediately, the biggest challenge is what to do with the guests that are still in the hotel at the time of the cat, and that's obviously most common in the Caribbean because sometimes the guests can't get flights out off the island. So I've had losses where they've had guests in the hotel during the storm, and that's created challenges. But then also, when it comes to BI, you have the whole concept of wide area damage and makeup, and then those always create challenges in how to adjust.
A little bit of a spoiler alert. This is one of the reasons that we're doing Coffee with Kev right now. You have a hidden talent, I would say. Why don't you tell the people? I mean, we're using Florida State mugs.
Yes.
Sorry to everybody and college football fans who feel otherwise. What is your hidden talent?
Well, while I was at Florida State University, go Noles.
Go Florida State.
Still love my school, even though we're not doing so well right now. I was in the Flying High Circus in Tallahassee, and it's a 3-ring circus, no animals, but just 3 rings, fully functioning 3-ring circus, and my act was cloud swing, and it's a thick rope that hangs from the center of the trapeze, and you fly around and do tricks and leap out, and at the end your ankles are strapped in and you leap, and the audience doesn't know that you're strapped, and you leap, and the whole audience gasps because you leap out across the ring.
And this is part of Florida State, or this is just a local circus?
No, it's part of Florida State, and it's an extracurricular activity, just like football or any other sport. Yeah. There actually is a class, circus activities, but it's only a 1-hour credit, kind of like, aerobics or something.
All right, and now it's time for Ask the Asker.
Fun question.
Good.
Not technical question.
Good.
If it's your birthday, say for example, or it's going to be a really good day, how would you spend your day? What would you do on your best day?
Have you ever flown on a private jet?
Yes, actually I have.
You know then,
Yeah.
that is a special thing.
Yes.
So this is really simple for me because the very first thing I would do is get my family together, get on a private jet, and fly to an island. Not picky of the island, not at all picky. Could be Jamaica, Aruba, it doesn't matter. Been to a lot of the Caribbean, love it there. But we're going to get our own section of the beach, margaritas, playing on the beach, relaxing, get back on the private jet, fly to Miami, and go to Q. Q is one of my favorite restaurants. It's in the Wynwood section of Miami, KYU. Have you been there?
No.
Okay. Have dinner there. Now, this is going to make a lot of Floridians angry. Get back on the plane, fly home, go to Cheesecake Factory, and get the mango key lime cheesecake. Now, I know I'm in the key lime.
The mango key lime?
Oh my gosh. Stop it. Mango key lime cheesecake. It's got a mango puree on top. It's got like that Girl Scout Samoa cookie. That's the I can't even. That would be my birthday cake.
That does sound delicious.
On my couch while my kids are in bed watching a movie and falling asleep. That's it. Right there. Private jet, island, dinner in Miami, fly home, cheesecake, fall asleep on the couch.
That sounds like a great day.
All right, we talked about hospitality. What is another type of insurance claim that you enjoy working on, and what makes it special to you?
I really like manufacturing.
Okay.
Actually, because obviously it's unique, and whatever the company is producing is interesting, and you need to learn the whole facet of how that product comes to light. So that's why they're special to me. I just find them really interesting, and you really have to learn all about the business and the production process in order to adjust the claim.
The Florida Keys is a place where you spend a lot of time. What is a hidden gem, bartender, restaurant, or local spot that anybody who goes to Florida Keys has got to go to?
Well, since you mentioned key lime and how you like the key lime,
Key lime is the best.
when you're driving down to Key West or you're driving through the Keys, if you stop in Islamorada, you have to stop at Lorelei and get a key lime colada. They're so good.
Key lime
Colada. They're rimmed with the graham cracker crust, and it is a cold, sort of like a key lime flavored pina colada. One of the things not everyone may know about the Keys is that when you get out, it's the same, first of all, it's the same latitude as the Bahamas.
Oh, interesting. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the water, and so is Fort Lauderdale right here. We're the same latitude as the upper Bahamas, but the Keys are the lower Bahamas because Bahamas is a very long chain. Anyway, the water is spectacular. It is crystal clear, turquoise. I mean, you can see your hand right through the water. Just without, you can go 8 miles out and you'll be in the most beautiful sandbar.
I feel like
So-
I'm never going to come back if I go to the Keys. I feel like I'm going to want to live there, but it's just not realistic. Would you rather eat, I love would you rather questions, would you rather eat a spicy hot wing that's extremely hot, your mouth's going to be in pain for 3 to 5 minutes, or would you rather eat something so cold that you have a freezer headache for 3 to 5 minutes?
Easy question.
Well, I think so too.
Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
Freezer,
That's
cold.
crazy talk.
I do not like spicy stuff, so it's very easy to me, and I love ice cream, so.
Freezer headaches are the worst. Leading up to Coffee with Kev, I was looking over your CV. I noticed that you have, obviously, you said it earlier on, you've not just been an IA your whole career, you have been at an insurance company, you've worked at Marsh, you've also now been an IA, so you've held 3 very different spots inside of risk management. So how does that help shape your approach to handling a claim?
The fact that I've worked in all of those 3 roles allows me to understand the perspective of each party involved in the process. I can communicate with them well because I know what they're looking for, what their goals are, because I've been in their shoes. It helps to drive towards a fair and equitable, reasonable settlement.
All right, so, hey, we're bringing this in for a landing. We have the final question, which is not so much a question, but more me asking you for advice. Leave the people with some type of a positive message or an encouraging word from Tonya's School of Thought.
I would say be grateful. Be grateful because, I took a class once and part of the homework was to write a gratitude list. And I thought, what do I have to be grateful for? I couldn't think of anything. I had to list 5 things I couldn't think of. And I was like, this cup of coffee. And it was like trivial things. And then as I started thinking about all the great things in my life and focusing on gratitude, more gratitude came to me. And my list ended up going from 4 or 5 things to like 20 things.
Well, Tonya, thank you so much for doing Coffee with Kev. And thank you all so much for watching. We wish you all the best. And stay tuned for more.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.